welcome back to the Morning Tea Live. We are breaking down the latest celebrity news. There's so much that happened over this long weekend, and I can't wait to get into it. But first, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, share it with your friends. You know the drill. You guys, I am the vegan queen, Devyn Howard, and over here we have...
always reactionary Kourtney Revolution. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Hey, grab that bedtime snack.
Court, I am so excited to be back hosting the Morning Tea Live with you, at least until we get another host to fill Madison's spot over here. We miss Madison. We love her so much, but she is going to do amazing things in her future. I just wanted to let you all know, like, if we haven't met before, I've been hosting for Hollyscoop for a while, but I come in and out when anybody needs a little break or they take a vacation. But for now, I'm going to be filling in. So the vegan queen is here, and I have opinions. I'll be pouring the Kourtney. Yes.
And we're very happy to have you, Devyn. So thank you for, like I said before, being available to be able to fill in these big shoes that Madison has left for us to fill, girl.
Yeah. Yes, I have some high standards now. Madison taught me everything that I know about Hollyscoop, so hopefully I'll be able to carry on her legacy as best I can. You guys, let's talk about what we're going to be getting into today. First, we have to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta Part 3 reunion show. Kourtney, I feel like you're going to have so much to say about that, and I can't wait to hear it. Doja Cat actually apologized for a racist slur that she used, so I just want to fill you in on that. Selena Gomez sent some love to 2020 graduates, and then this is maybe my favorite story of the day. Taylor Swift kind of got back at Scooter Braun. There is a whole conspiracy theory online. Swifties, you are going to love that one. What else are we talking about? We're talking about Lili and Cole, Kim and Kanye, Kourtney Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, and the guy that she was spotted out with. We have some old Jordyn Woods news that we're going to just kind of rehash right now, thanks to Larsa Pippen. And then finally, Khloe and Tristan. I don't even want to do this, but we have to. It's going to be
Devyn, before we even get into Khloe, I just want to say, and I want to let the T Tribe know, yes, we have seen Khloe's new face. Yes, I do believe that Khloe, just a smidge, just a pinch, just a little pinch, looks a little bit like Malika Khadijah Trelika. And also, I do feel like Khloe's previous faces are very much like the original version of a song, and the new face is the remixed version featuring Nicki Minaj. I definitely agree with those comparisons. Before we even get there, Devyn, I just wanted to throw that out there because I've been seeing that around a lot. What do you think about Khloe's new face? And oh my God, do you agree with this comparison? It's definitely an event, her face.
An event. Oh my God, that is the best way to describe it. So here's the thing. What I'm trying to figure out with Khloe's face, and we can talk more about this during Card Jenner Tea Time, but what I want to know is, was that just like Photoshop, Facetune, or did she actually get some surgery during quarantine? What do you think?
I don't know if it's maybe like a filler situation. I don't know if she was pinching or dragging out the lines too far on the Facetune or what, Devyn. I'm trying to figure it out. All I know is I feel like I have this moment every year where I see a picture of Khloe Kardashian and I go, well, who's that supposed to be? Her face is just looking very, very much, it's giving me tighter than saran wraps. That's what it's giving me. Very tight.
I am with you 100%. Tristan seems to be liking the saran wrap look, though, and we're going to fill you in on everything that he said. Good old Tristan Thompson. We have Night Runner, who just gave us $5. He said, glad to see your faces. I think Khloe's new face reminded me of Denise Richards. Okay, nice. Yes. All right.
Yes, Runner. It does remind me of Denise Richards. Yes, except I will say this. Khloe, I feel like before had something going on with her upper lip, and I will say something I noticed in the new photo with the new face, with the new skull, is that her lip, it looks evened out. So honestly, if she did do something to her lip that was, maybe more extreme than Facetune, shout out to her because she corrected that, and I certainly noticed. Oh, I already see Miss Mika, girl. Hey, good morning, Mika. I see you, girl.
Okay, so should we do the Mika dance? Because I have to admit, You're counting down from 5? Okay, let's go.
Look, you gotta count me down, Devyn. That's your job. You gotta count me down from 5. 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the tea ya. And we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy Tuesday to Mika. Hey Meeks.
Woohoo! I was so delayed on that. Like, I could see myself being delayed with the dance moves, even though I was doing them at the exact same time as you, Kourtney. So if you guys were watching that, like, sorry if it was painful.
No, you're fine. As long as you're getting jiggy with it, that's all that matters, girl. It don't matter if you're on beat.
Yes. Okay, also, it is Tequila Tuesday. I do have my shot here, but I'm not going to be drinking it quite yet. I'm waiting for Kourtney's cue. My stomach is not ready for this. Ooh, it's going to be rough.
You want to know, girl.
Huh?
What'd you say, Devyn?
What did you do this weekend? We had a long weekend. Did you do anything fun?
Thank the Lord, Devyn. Let me tell you, I needed to relax this weekend. I laid in bed. I went to Trader Joe's and got some snacks. I thoroughly enjoyed the latest episodes of Insecure, Blood and Water. I'm watching on Netflix right now. But my new favorite show, Devyn, that I want to bring to you and the T Tribe, because as y'all know, I did bring up Blood and Water last week, which takes place in Africa. And so a couple of T Tribe members were hitting me up outside of the show, and they were like, listen, if you're all about Africa right now, if you're on an Africa kick, if you're ready to pack your bags and head to Africa, you need to watch Queen Sono, also on Netflix. And Devyn, this is kind of like, it's like a murder mystery, but then it's got like a spy element. Like if you've ever heard of Alias with Jennifer Garner, it very much is giving me Jennifer Garner's Alias, but over in the motherland, over in Africa. So I'm already obsessed. If you haven't seen it, please give it a watch, and it's already been renewed for a second season. So I'm very excited, Devyn. It's good. Only on episode 1, but it's that good that I want to tell y'all already.
Okay, I'm so glad that you told me, because to be honest, every time I log into my Netflix to just veg out and watch something, I don't know where to start. Obviously, I watched Real Housewives of Atlanta over the weekend, but beyond that, I've not been watching any TV, any Netflix, any Hulu, because I just don't even know where to start. So I'm going to start that tonight. I appreciate that. I'm excited to get into it.
It's good, girl. Okay. It's action-packed, girl.
Yes. Okay, so let's get that tea. Well, I know we probably already have our tea poured, but
not me, girl. I'm pouring on the show. Hold on, I got my kettle, girl. It comes with the kettle, girl.
Yes. Also, we got $35, or no, maybe this is a different type of money. I'm not sure, but it's from Junie Angelo. Gave us 35 ZAR.
I see you. I love it. Junie says, shout out to South Africa killing the game. Queen Sono and Blood and Water are awesome, and they're both shows from Africa. So shout out to you. You already know what's up. Your taste is already expensive and exquisite. Okay,
we got that tea poured. You guys, I'm using my roommate's cup. Amy on it. It's not Amy that's hosting for Hollyscoop, but it does fit Amy.
That's a good mug. Come on, Amy.
It's a great mug. Okay, so how do we do this? We clink it here? Okay, no, I guess we're going right into OMT. You guys.
Oh,
okay.
OMT there.
Okay, so the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion show happened. We have to talk about it. I think the biggest moment, obviously, was that Giovanna tuned in to the reunion show. She actually did admit that NeNe put her up to recording conversations with the other women, but she says that she never actually recorded anything. But she did report back to NeNe that the women were trash-talking her. So she, went back and I don't know why you would do that. But anyway, the other women just seemed confused about the whole thing. They didn't know what to believe. They didn't know who to believe. And then now we've also heard that Giovanna is also apparently signing on as a cast member for next season. Now, Kourtney, you've been following the Real Housewives of Atlanta for a while, so I need to hear all your thoughts about this.
Devyn, I'm distraught, to say the least. We know that Snakegate was a very huge part of this season with, in my opinion, the way I saw it, NeNe really wanted to show the audience that Cynthia has an evil twin side. There's another side to the 50-cent coin, if you will. And so it appears as though NeNe sent Giovanna out to potentially hear if anyone was talking trash about her and then bring it back to her. But it appears as though there was audio 1 minute, Devyn, and then there wasn't audio the next minute. And then it didn't help that NeNe had walked away from the reunion. So when Giovanna was brought on to sort of tell her story, NeNe wasn't there to sort of make anything clear or really just give us sort of like a final thought on it. So I will say I'm disappointed. To be honest, I'm disappointed that Giovanna was even considered to be a friend of the show, let alone an official cast member, when we have shining star, golden peach, Marlo the Mogul Hampton sitting right there. I feel like there's a lot more story to tell with Marlo. I feel like the audience is familiar with her, and I feel like Giovanna is not the shakeup that we're looking for. In my opinion, we would rather have Phaedra, Sheree, or Kim Zolciak. Where we got Giovanna from, Devyn, I'm lost in the woods. Are we out of the woods yet, Taylor Swift? I don't know.
I agree with you. I think it is a kind of confusing addition to the cast, especially because, I don't know, she went in and like stirred the pot and then took it back and said nothing actually really happened. And I also do feel like it's pretty incriminating for NeNe to have left part 2 of that reunion show when Giovanna made the announcement that she was coming on, because it kind of just proves that everything Giovanna was saying was the truth. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here. I guess we'll figure out what's going to be going on later, and we'll see Giovanna in that season 13, or I think it's season 13, right? I can't remember.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on into our next story. This one's all about Doja Cat, you guys. An unreleased track that the singer recorded in 2015 resurfaced, and it quickly went viral. So it was titled. Now I feel like I'm not even supposed to say this on air, but it was titled.
You want me to say it here? I'll say it for you.
Okay, say it.
So the title of the song is called Didn't Do Nothing, and it's sort of like a slur to describe Black people that are harmed by police brutality. So when someone loses their life at the hand of police brutality, maybe someone that's not Black might say, oh, another didn't do nothing, got shot, lost their life. So Doja Cat made a song around this particular slur.
So she obviously caught a lot of negative attention for it. There was so much backlash. It inspired the hashtag Doja Cat is over, which trended on Twitter. But now, after being silent for a little while, she posted an Instagram apologizing, and she said, I'm a Black woman. Half of my family is Black from South Africa, and I'm very proud of where I come from. As for the song that's resurfaced, it was in no way tied to anything outside of my own personal experiences. It was written in response to people who often use that term to hurt me. I made an attempt to flip its meaning, but recognized that it was a bad decision to use the term in my music. I love you all, and I'm sorry for upsetting or hurting any of you. So now I have to admit, I did not go and listen to the song. I just didn't want to. I just felt like, you know, all of that negativity, I don't want to partake in something that could be offensive to other people. So I didn't listen to the song. I understand people wanting to take words that have typically oppressed them and flip them and use them as a form of empowerment, but obviously that message was lost here with Doja Cat. What are your thoughts, Courtney?
Devyn, this is such a massive situation. You want to know what I did over the weekend? Honestly, keep up with this mess. Basically, Devyn, so the song was like a small part of a even larger issue with Doja Cat, where it was uncovered that Doja Cat was, speculation not confirmation / allegedly, participating in these tiny chat, the service called Tiny chat rooms, and allegedly in these chat rooms were racists and incels and all of these men and women that would say hurtful and racist things to sort of troll, allegedly. And it was also brought to light that allegedly Doja Cat was participating in these group chats as well. Now, the song was part of the uncoverings, and some people feel as though in Doja Cat's written apology, it wasn't enough. So then Doja Cat went on live, and she went on to further explain herself, and we have two sides of the coin, Devyn. Some people feel like she didn't address the issues of colorism enough, and people didn't feel like that was prominent enough in her apology, and other people have the stance of, well, geez, Doja Cat is owning up to it not once but twice, and she is being honest and she's being genuine. What kind of apology would you like? If we don't allow people to grow and change, then is cancel culture really a good thing? That's sort of the argument right here. Me, myself, Devyn, I feel like Doja Cat has explained herself, but in a way, I feel like she got away with it. I feel like Azealia Banks lost her career and she said awful things as well. It all just sort of depends where you are in your career. And I mean, Doja Cat certainly was in the best position possible to sort of get away with it. She has a #1 song with the most popular female rapper right now. So, you know, it's devastating and it's very interesting to see the herd mentality on both sides of the coin. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think cancel culture can be pretty problematic, but sometimes it's also necessary. That whole chat room thing is something that I just can't even begin to like wrap my mind around and understand. I don't know. The song was from 2015. It was obviously a bad song to make. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I feel confused. I don't feel that like what's the word? Invested in Doja Cat. I like that one song that's all over TikTok, but I don't really know anything else. So for me, I feel like I'm not really, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this one.
I'll say this. I feel like it all depends on personal preference, right? Because, and I'm going to compare the situation to Jeffree Star just to rattle some feathers. Jeffree Star has said the same kind of stuff that Doja Cat was saying. To be honest, the difference is Jeffree Star is a white person. So as a white person, would you, not you, Devyn, but in general, would you forgive Doja Cat for using a racist slur? Is it your place to forgive on behalf of black people, or do we leave this up to black people to sort of be like, this is an issue that affects us only, leave it up to us to decide whether she is officially going to be supported by us or not? It's a very interesting situation, especially because she's so popular right now.
Right. Very nuanced. And I think that was a really, really awesome way to put it. Let's switch gears a little bit and move into Selena Gomez. So for those of you Selenators, put her emoji in the chat. I'm not entirely sure what
that
you guys
crown girl. Oh, that's the crown girl. When you want to hear something, you put that crown in your chat and you hit that thumbs up button, Miss Devyn. Yes, God, yes.
I love it. Okay, so Selena, just in all of her greatness and glory, we absolutely love her. We are stans of Selena over here on Hollyscoop. She had an uplifting message for graduates, 2020 graduates who come from immigrant families. She sent them love as part of the Immigrad 2020 virtual commencement. She talked of her own experience building a life here and said, quote, "When my family came here from Mexico, they set in motion my American story as well as theirs. I'm a proud third-generation American-Mexican, and my family's journey and their sacrifices helped me get to where I am today. Regardless of where your family is from, regardless of your immigration status, you have taken action to earn an education, to make your families proud, and to open up your world." So her message to them just said, you matter, you're doing the right thing, congratulations, keep on that same path, keep on building your dream life. And, you know, I just wanted to touch on that because I know we have a lot of Selena fans in here, and I thought that was really powerful of her. We've seen a lot of people celebrating 2020 graduates, but I like that Selena's focusing on the students who come from immigrant families and who maybe are the first people in their family to get an education, or the second, you know, so I think that it's awesome that she's highlighting them.
You know what I really find important about all of this? Just the fact that celebrities are taking their time out to say, even though there's been a loss, you know, graduation, prom, what have you, you still matter. This year is awful, but even with this awful dice roll, you're still iconic. I'm really glad that Selena said that, because it's going to remind people that they do matter and they should continue on with their education if that's where their heart leads them to. You know what I mean? Everyone's journey is different.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. Okay, you guys, let's get into our final OMT story. This one is my favorite one of the rundown, all about Taylor Swift. So Swifties, get that emoji going in the chat. What is that emoji, Courtney?
What? Our emoji for Taylor is the heart emoji, but it's like the two layered one, like over. It kind of looks like the pop girl symbol, because I feel like that represents lover.
Okay, perfect. So do that little pink double heart emoji. Okay, so.
Like a small one, but a big one.
Exactly. So Taylor shared a cover of her song "Look What You Made Me Do" and said that she was, she was so stoked about it. It's by Jack Leopards and the Dolphin Club. The song was super dark and haunting, and it was for the show Killing Eve, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Killing Eve, it is so good. I highly recommend it. But fans quickly became pretty suspicious when they realized that no one has heard of Jack Leopards and the Dolphin Club. Like, it's a band that doesn't even exist. And also, Taylor's pseudonym that she used for that Rihanna song she co-wrote with Calvin Harris is listed as a top producing credit on this song. So then people... What was that?
Miss Nils. We know about Nils, Devin. We know Nils. When you see Nils, that means Taylor is up to some trickery.
Yep. And Nils was listed right there, front and center, as that top producing credit. So, of course, all the Swifties got out their magnifying glasses and started doing all the searching that they could, looking all over Twitter. They were quaking.
They were quaking, girl. I know they was. They was like,
And they found out just the most amazing information, and I love this moment for Taylor. So people began speculating that it's either A, Taylor singing on the track and her voice was altered to sound more masculine and lower, or they are speculating that the singer of the cover is actually her brother Austin. New York Post pointed out that Austin used the name The Dolphin Club for his Twitter handle, and he was seen in the studio late last year with Jack Antonoff, who was also listed as a producing credit on the song, or a lyricist on the cover song, and Taylor at the studio. So much happening there. That would be one amazing way for Taylor to still make some coin off of her song, even though Scooter owns those masters. And Swifties were tweeting things like, Taylor made up a whole band called Jack Leopards and the Dolphin Club, consisting of herself, Austin Swift, and Jack Antonoff to cover Look What You Made Me Do, which is sung by Austin, partly produced by Taylor herself to not let Scooter gain a single cent from it. Taylor Swift is a genius, and I have to say, this is probably the most genius moment I have ever seen Taylor Swift have, because this combines so many different things. There's so many little clues here, and we know Taylor loves a little clue. She loves a little hint, and this is just incredible. So, Courtney, I have a question for you. Do you think it's Austin singing on the track? Do you think it's Taylor singing on the track? What do you think is the story behind this?
I think that is Austin Swift, and shout out to him. There's like a photo going around of the song, and like the Swifties have already like dissected the photo, and it's an old photo of Austin. Like, so I'm fully support it. Also, I find it interesting, Devin, and the Swifties obviously know this, especially if you're on that Taylor Nation email list, that Taylor made all of the Reputation era merch, like all of it was on sale this weekend. And then Look What You Made Me Do, it was on Killing Eve. So it all was like a plan, and I loved it. Executed flawlessly. I wonder, Swifties, T-Tribe, and Devin, do we think that potentially Taylor might re-record album like all the way up to 1989, and then Reputation potentially have a bunch of other artists or like these made-up bands or like these made-up trios sort of finish out Reputation as an album? Because I would be here for that.
I would be here for that too. And I could certainly see that happening, just considering how much time and thought and energy she put into just this one song for Killing Eve. Like, I could see that happening for sure. And I'd also like to point out how perfect of a song to use for this moment. Look What You Made Me Do. It's like, Scooter, look what you made me do. I'm still making money, still secure in the bag.
You don't have to give that man a cent, and I love it. Yes, come on, Queen Fox. Because she's so cunning. She's so sneaky. Yes, they got the cages and we got the foxes, girl. Yes. I love Taylor Swift.
I am so obsessed with that. So you guys in the chat, let us know what you think. We have Jacqueline H. who says, love Taylor Swift. She's a genius. Marta says, I would live for that, but like, can we have a track remixed with Selena? She was saying she would live for your idea of finishing Reputation with all the fake made-up bands. And I agree about a remix with Selena. That would be a lot of fun. And Shelly says she's smart. She is smart. I mean, I would literally never think of that. So that was brilliant.
I would have never thought of that. Forever.
I am not that, like, clever. I just take things as they are. I'm not sitting there, like, weaving different webs and trying to fool people. But Taylor has got that down.
She might have sat down with the legal team and said, okay, what are my options with this in terms of Scooter? Like, what can I do? And that might have been like the smallest option that any other artist might have been like, girl, ain't nobody doing that. But Taylor said,
Yeah.
there's an opportunity there. Let me sneak my song onto my favorite show just like that. Whew, that was smart. Her mind, her power.
Amazing. Amazing. She's incredible. Okay, so let's get into some therapy, couples therapy. Of course, we have to talk about Lili Reinhart and Cole Sprouse. So they have reportedly split again. They broke up before the pandemic hit, according to sources, and they've been quarantining separately. Their co-star Skeet Ulrich, I've never said his name out loud before, now I'm realizing.
Skeet is that man. That man last week, he was in the hot tub, I believe, with the young girlfriend, with the real young girl. He has like a very young girlfriend, and I'm not being negative, I'm not being aggressive. All I'm saying is if you watch the morning tea, you know when we saw that video last week with this man Skeet in the hot tub with this young lady, it was not looking right. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't like how that man was looking in the camera. I ain't like how the girl was sitting up there kicking with this older gentleman. I ain't like none of it. But go on ahead, Devyn. I'm just letting you know that you said Skeet, and automatically my brain flashed back to me looking at the video like, I don't like that.
Okay, so I missed that video, but I kind of want to go look for it now once we finish with the tea. I feel like this is something I need to see. But anyway, back to Lili and Cole. So he answered fan questions on an IG Live on May 20th, and someone said, do you think Cole and Lili are a cute couple? And he said, I think they were a very cute couple. I think you guys already have talked about this on the tea.
That was the video.
Oh, that was the video. Okay, so.
He's in the hot tub with the young girlfriend.
Yikes. That seems very bizarre. And also weird that he would be the one to confirm their breakup before even they did. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So, Cole and Lili broke things off in July 2019, and then they got back together in September. They haven't confirmed their split themselves, but there really doesn't seem to be any bad blood between them. Lili stuck up for Cole when there was that Cole Sprouse is over trend on Twitter. But here's the thing. Even though they are reportedly broken up right now, it may just be temporary. A source spoke to E! News and said that the two were fine prior to the pandemic hitting, but they chose to isolate separately and, quote, distance has never been a good thing for their relationship. Being apart complicates things, but the source feels that they, quote, will likely reconcile once filming resumes. So I guess I'm wondering if being on again and off again is their normal. It seems weird considering they're both actors. They're both going to end up on different sets at different times. They can't always be together at the same time. So are they just going to break up every time they can't be within like touching distance of each other? It seems kind of strange, don't you think?
Why didn't they quarantine together in the first place?
I was wondering that too.
Right?
Who?
Why didn't
They've
they
been together
they would be fine.
Wait, what did you say?
I said it just doesn't make sense to me that they wouldn't quarantine. Like if they're a rich superstar couple, they've got the coin. Like catch a little business flight over. It's Cole House, lock the door, and 3 months later, here we are. I don't understand why they made that decision, but I guess every relationship is different. We don't know what their living situations are like, or maybe they have family they need to take care of, or who knows, girl. But that question immediately pops into the forefront of my mind is why aren't they quarantining together? Very strange.
Yeah, I wondered that too, because they've been together for long enough where it wouldn't be too soon to kind of quarantine together and live together like that. So very strange. Mm-hmm. And if they know that being apart complicates their relationship and their communication suffers from it, which is something to acknowledge they've known before, why would you put yourself in a situation for that to happen if you actually care about this relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Very strange.
A little bizarre to me. A little bizarre.
Very bizarre. We have Jersey Girl Jay who gave us $20. That was really nice. Thank you.
Jersey Girl Jay, good morning. I love you. You are iconic. You are legendary. It is so good to see you, and I'm glad that you made it today.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for that super chat. Also, I just want to read this one comment in here. Jasmine Diaz says it seems like they're only together for the show, which actually might not be a bad theory. Maybe it increases ratings for them to actually be a couple.
and they have to, with all the drama surrounding the show, people might feel like, well, I don't want to watch it anymore because the same thing, not the same thing, but a dramatic situation happened around Empire and people aren't as interested anymore. And look, the show's over, girl. You got to be careful with that outside drama and how it affects the platform.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to move into Car Jenner tea time. We're carrying the theme of relationships into it, but warm up those vocals. Get ready, Court.
Me. Hang on, let me. Car Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just me.
I love it. So good. So good. Okay. So, like I said, we are continuing with this theme of relationships, and we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Just a little thing that I want to point out. They celebrated their 6th wedding anniversary. They've had 4 kids. They went through Kim's Paris robbery together and Kanye's headline-making controversial moments, but they are still in love and they are ready to spend a lifetime together. So happy anniversary. But I just wanted to mention it since we only had one story for Celebrity Therapy, and I figured we might as well talk about Kim and Kanye and their 6 years of married life.
You know what I'm going to say? In that photo that Leo hit, the first one, Kanye looks so moisturized. What's his skin routine, girl? Look at that melanin, y'all. You don't got to like him, but that's the kind of skin I want. I need some. What kind of toner you use? That you looking all buttery smooth? What kind of cocoa butter you got? I need that. You look all silky smooth. Maybe Kim did that. Maybe Kim tuned it.
I'm sure Kim used some Kylie Skin, some hyaluronic serum, get that glow going, get that dew.
No Kylie Skin, girl. We know that. Kylie said, "Splish splash, my face is clean." We said, "Surprise, it's not."
Okay, I wish we had some Kylie news today, but we actually don't have anything to say about Kylie. She kind of kept a low profile this weekend. But we are talking about Scott Disick. Today is his 37th birthday, and he actually seemed to celebrate this weekend with Kourtney and the kids, which kind of confirms the rumors that we've been, not confirms, but it adds to the rumors we've been hearing about Kourtney and Scott rekindling things. So they were over in Lake Powell. He posted this photo with his little girl. He tagged it as May 23rd, which, as we all know, was over this weekend. Kourtney was sharing photos. It's been a crazy year for Scott with his very short-term admission into rehab and his split from Sophia, but it looks like he and Kourtney are kind of getting ready to jump into their old ways. Kourtney, I don't know your thoughts on Kourtney and Scott. Do you think they're already back together? Do you think that they're just co-parenting and she's supporting him? Where do you stand?
It's garbage. No, I am not a fan of Scott and Kourtney being together at all. I think that their time has been had, but I am supportive of the Kourtney being able to be there for him while he's going through such a perilous time, because Jennifer Garner was there for Ben Affleck when he was going through his perilous time, driving him to the rehab and such with the McDonald's in the seat and everything. So I can support Kourtney on that front. I just don't think that it would be a healthy decision for her own self-development if they got back together, because to me, I'm sure you guys have an answer, but as someone that just comments on the lives of the Kar Jenners, and I'm not exactly all the way 100% a fan, I wonder exactly what is Kourtney's story without Scott. You get what I'm saying? Who is she? What is her identity without Scott and the kids? And not to say that being a mother is not an identity, but each of the other women in the family have like an identity outside of being a parent, and I find Kourtney to be very one-dimensional.
But don't you think that Kourtney wants to be one-dimensional? Like, I don't think that she wants to have a brand or some sort of big identity outside of just, like, being this family woman, right?
Then she should stop. Then Poosh and all of that need to burn to the ground, because we're not reading it anyway. If she's going to do it, like I say, Devyn, if she's going to do it, if she wants to be mini mogul like all the other sisters, you have to do it with your whole chest. You get what I'm saying? She does it one breast out and one breast in, and I'm not a fan of that. You got to give it 110% or you give 0. It's got to be one or the other. And to me, Kourtney Kardashian has always been a very lukewarm, half-baked, no shade to Ben & Jerry's, the ice cream flavor kind of woman. And that's the reason why I'm not a fan. And I don't want her to get back together with Scott. I would rather see her together with someone that can make her fun to me, because to the audience, she's funny and she has the great one-liners, but to me, she's not fun. She's very much the wet blanket. She's the soaking wet blanket of the show. And I'm bored.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I think I disagree with you about Kourtney and Scott, though, only because I've always imagined them getting back together at some point. I sort of knew that in the future, their paths would combine again and their lives would intertwine and they'd get back into a relationship, just because I feel like, kind of like what you're saying, they don't really know life without the other person, which is why Scott ended up dating Sophia, who's so much younger than he is and isn't necessarily ready to settle down and have this like normal grown-up relationship. No shade to Sophia, because I think she's actually quite mature and I really like her, and I think that she was good for Scott for the time being, but I just think that Kourtney and Scott are destined to end up together. So the fact that they might be getting back together and rekindling their romance, to me, it just feels like, okay, I knew this was going to happen, and I don't hate it. Like, I'm like, if you guys want to be together, go ahead.
I hate it because I feel like I'm watching a train wreck, but instead this time I'm gonna look away. Y'all go ahead and look, and then we'll come and talk about it on the show. I don't want to look at that accident.
Yeah, we'll be keeping you updated with whatever we find out about Kourtney and Scott and their relationship or non-relationship, whatever it is. But for now, let's talk about Kendall Jenner. So she is the only... Yes?
I'm going to take my tequila shot. It's about that time, girl. It's tequila time. Ooh. So I'm going to pour my...
Pour that shot.
You already got that, girl. Hang on.
Yeah, I was ready.
Y'all know I'm a bartender. I'm at the bartender. Okay. Cheers to the morning tea and tequila Tuesday, and to Devyn Howard, the vegan tea. Cheers,
Kourtney. Cheers. I'm so dreading this. I don't want it.
You better. You did that, girl. Yes, girl. Oh, you bite that lime, girl. Come on, citrus. Yeah, shake it off like Taylor, girl. Yes, you better.
Oh, God, that was so bad. I remember the last time I did Tequila Tuesday was with Madison, and for whatever reason, you T-Tribe, you all betrayed me and had me take multiple shots throughout the show, which was bad news because I'm a lightweight. It was rough. I'm choking.
Get up, give us one of them. Me.
All right. That was a train wreck. Speaking of train wrecks, you just witnessed one right there. So let's jump into the Kendall Jenner news story, you guys. So in late April, Kendall was spotted on a road trip with NBA star Devin Booker. They were in Sedona, Arizona. Sources at the time said that the two were all part of the same friend group who were all practicing the same social distancing guidelines, and they all hung out together and didn't see anybody else. They denied that there was any sort of relationship going on between Kendall and Devin. You might remember how someone made a mean comment on Twitter about how Kendall gets passed around to different NBA players, and then she shot back saying that she is in charge of where she throws her lady parts, which I loved that clap back from her. But now she was seen out with Devin Booker again, and so she picked him up from the Van Nuys airport on Memorial Day. Things seem to be heating up. It's a little bit awkward considering Devin was once linked to Jordyn Woods. So there's that news. Do you think that Kendall and Devin are actually an item, Court?
No. First of all, no. Immediately my mind went no. Absolutely not. 0%. Something more interesting, Devin, is Van Nuys Airport. Listen, Devin, I have to put myself through rehearsals, right? I have to look at myself in the mirror and I think to myself, okay, I'm about to leave the house. What is going to happen if I bump into Tristan, Khloe, Kendall, or Kylie? Specifically those four. Because when we do stories sometimes, Devin, it's always like, Tristan was somewhere that's near my house. Kylie was spotted at somewhere that's near my house. They were partied at somewhere up near my house. So what is going to happen, Devin, when I am out, because it will probably be alone, and I see a swarm of people, and I know that it's Tristan, Khloe, Kylie, or Kendall. What do I do, Devin? What do I do? What do I say? Do I accept the slap from Khloe? Do I accept the jumping from Tristan and Kylie? Do I get the bag, Devin? What do I do?
I think if it's Tristan, you got to go up and give him a piece of your mind. And if he's smart, he's not going to do anything about it because there's going to be paparazzi around. So, Kourtney, I am counting on you to go do that. If it's Khloe, what do you want? I think you should say something. You've got to say something. You got to get the exclusive Hollyscoop interview, especially if it's Kylie. You need to ask the question, Kylie, have you and Travis really been broken up, or have you been together the whole time like I've always assumed that they have been?
Kylie, what's the real story about young sweet Ro? Imagine if I did that. Girl, the bodyguards be done snap my neck so fast, girl. They said, "What'd you say?" And all you heard is me getting dragged outside, girl. Imagine that, y'all. Let's manifest this one day. I'll be terrified, but it'll make a great story one day.
So worth it. I'm so excited because you're absolutely right. They are always hanging out in the Valley. I don't see them over in Santa Monica. They are always going to someplace in Sherman Oaks and Studio City.
The more I watch the Kardashians, like officially, like sit down and watch, like more, like less as a fan and more as like this is my job now. I'm like, have they been around this entire time? I won't even get into it, Devin. It's just they be around. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills too, girl. I'm talking like right down the street. They was in the nail salon, girl. I said that's my nail salon. Sorry, but to answer your question is, I don't think they're together. I think that Kendall is a really good friend. Shout out to her.
Wow, okay. I kind of think they're together. He's just her type. She loves NBA players. I see it happening. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Devin's single, so... Huh?
What happened to Ben Simmons?
They're broken up.
They broke up? Y'all, where was I that day? Next, Tinashe's revenge. Tinashe Voodoo won. Good. That's what I care about. If her and Ben Simmons are not together, Tinashe won. Everyone stream songs for you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I like Tinashe. Her song 2 On is one that I still play when I'm pre-gaming for a night out in my pre-quarantine days.
Yes, me too. Hey! You better sing Devin.
Remind me to never sing again. Also, just because you mentioned seeing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills out, I have seen so many of them out in West Hollywood and Santa Monica, so I'm with you. I spot them literally all the time.
Yes, they be out in the wild.
They are out in the wild. Okay, you guys. Well, since we kind of mentioned Jordyn Woods in that last story, let's go in and talk about this new update. Larsa Pippen actually clarified comments about comments that she had made in 2019 when the whole Jordyn-Tristan drama came out. So this all came about after a Kardashian critic tweeted a reminder about a comment that Larsa made after the Tristan-Jordyn news broke. She commented, quote, "Can't wait to see which version of her story she tells. Hope it's the same she told Khloe Kardashian when she checked her about Jordyn's Red Table Talk interview." And now she is explaining that comment and defending what she said, and she insists that she never trash talked Jordyn Woods and she would never do it. She explained it saying, "It was just, if you're going to have an interview and talk about things, just basically say it all. I don't do things publicly. That's not the type of person I am. I handle my business in private, but if you're going to be public about things, say it all." I don't know. I feel like everyone's learned from that experience. Everyone's grown. It's so old. It's funny because Larsa, I think, does comment on things publicly quite a bit. She commented on, Scottie Pippen when the Last Dance documentary came out. She commented on Jordyn Woods when this all came out. But now she's saying, I don't have that kind of negative space in me. That's not who I am. Do you take her comment from 2019 to be negative? And do you think that she really is not willing to trash Jordyn Woods, even though she's kind of pledged her allegiance to the Jenner clan?
I think, Devin, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to just keep it real with you and the T-Tribe, because this is what y'all click on the video for. Larsa Pippen is a mess box. She's embarrassing and an embarrassment. In my opinion, I felt like she thought if she could get rid of Jordyn Woods, she could be Jordyn Woods. Everybody wants to be black, Devin, but don't nobody want to be black. Everybody wants the rhythm, but they certainly don't want the blues, right? If Jordyn is so irrelevant and such an awful person, and if she betrayed the Jenner so bad, why a year later and some change are we still talking about it? Khloe has moved on. She's ready to give 50 eggs away to Tristan. Jordyn is over here trying on bikinis every other day for the gram, living her best life, getting into all of her melanin with all her black friends today. Like, who cares what Larsa Pippen has to say? Before I started working here, I didn't even know Larsa Pippen even existed. She is a dustamite in somebody's mini vacuum cleaner, honestly. And I think that she should shut up. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I agree. I think that it was rehashing something that had already been buried and we've already moved on, and it is so old. She's right, but she's the one who brought it back up to light again. Anyway, speaking of Khloe and Tristan, you guys, we got to get into the final Card Jenner Tea Time story. Get your barf bags ready, my friends, because Tristan Thompson is still doing his thing. Yeah, I know. Gross. So Khloe posted this virtually unrecognizable photo of herself. You know which one I'm talking about, but if you don't, we have it right here. It does not look like Khloe. I was on the phone with my mom when she first saw this photo, and she was like, oh my God, what did Khloe do to her face? It doesn't even look like her. And then I went and looked, and I realized it doesn't look like her at all. It is so confusing. We talked about this at the top of the show, but if you weren't there, Courtney, just repeat your thoughts about Khloe again.
She looks like a bobblehead. Like, you know them little bobbleheads back in the 90s? I don't know if people, shout out to you if you collect bobbleheads. I know people out there still collecting bobbleheads. Her face, like I said earlier, her face looks tighter than saran wraps. She looks like one of those caricature pictures that you get at Disney World where they have the little skinny body and then the big wobble head. Like, girl, what is going on? She looks like she wants to look like Betty Boop, but it's like Betty Noop. Like, girl, it's a no. It's a negative. And it looks like her head is so heavy that it may snap her neck. And then that's when I become worried about her health and safety. So look at it. Oh, I'm glad we hit it again. Look how thin the rest of her body look. First of all, her body is about almost trying to be as dark as Lamar Odom, which is the stop it number one. Number two, you really got this big old wobble head on the teeny tiny body with the clothes that's squeezing the life out of her chest. Wow. Shout out to her butterfly necklace, though. Shout out to Mariah Carey. Where my lambs at?
Oh, yeah. That is a cute butterfly necklace. I have my butterfly ring that I always wear, but it has nothing to do with Mariah Carey. But yeah, I agree with you, though. Khloe does not look like herself. She looks like a totally different person. I see the Denise Richards vibes, like you were saying before. Mm-hmm. Her nose has either been just like face tuned into oblivion, or I'm not sure. I wish Khloe didn't feel the need to change so much about herself, but hey, if it gives her the confidence and she feels great, then more power to her. Tristan is loving the new face. He commented on the picture writing, "Baddie, P.S. I'm all for the caption," and the caption said, "Under bitch's skin." So I guess he likes women who don't really look like themselves at all. I'm not really sure. But despite the backlash, Khloe reportedly loves her new look, which she, of course, attributes just to a change in her hair. And a source said that Khloe loves her darker hair. She, quote, did it because she's got some upcoming projects that are filmed and things are starting to pick back up work-wise, so she is ready. It was suggested to her to go darker, and she was happy to do it. I'm not sure what projects she's got going on that require that she look like a totally different person. But again, more power to her. So where do we all stand? Where's the T Tribe stand? And where do you stand, Courtney, on Khloe and Tristan's relationship?
I think that if Khloe wants to bring us all to the clown rodeo, I am employed. So I'm ready to saddle up and place her clown nose on her face and paint it all white and put some splashes of red and blue all over her face. Because clearly we're going to Toontown and I'm ready, honestly. Are you ready? Because I'm ready, girl. I already know this is going to be some stupid mess. And let me tell you, every last bit of her wig is going to be plucked out of her lace by the time we're done with this. I can tell you right now, Devyn, because by the time the fall hit and the pregnancy announcement come out, girl, phew, girl, we're going to be praying for Tristan, girl, because we're going to be going in Monday through Friday, girl, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and y'all bet not miss it, period. How you feel?
Oh, my God. It just honestly, it makes me sick every time I hear Khloe and Tristan and now he's still commenting these things and he's stepping up for her in quarantine and all this stuff. Like, okay, yes, I'm glad that he maybe is stepping up to be more of a father figure, but if Khloe, I can't even think about it. If Khloe accepts him and brings him back into her life in a romantic way again, how many times is she going to let herself get fooled and get burned all in the public eye? And also, it's pretty obvious that there's something going on between these two right now. They are not just co-parenting. I don't believe that for a second. But for her to not even confirm it or come out and say it, it just, it makes the whole thing, just makes a clownery, if that's even the right word, out of this whole thing.
Oh, yes it is, girl. Girl, see what happens when you do clownery? Listen, we're going to say this right in the fall because this is from a beautiful, shout out to her, a beautiful actress, legendary Black actress, Monique. When she was on Flavor of Love Charms, when she was getting ready to eliminate this young lady, she said, see what happens when you do clownery? See, the clown comes back to bite. And the clown is Tristan. He going to come right back to bite Khloe, part 2. And it's okay, Devyn, because we all going to sit right here on our computers and we going to sit and laugh at them. And it's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they putting on a show.
Oh my gosh, Khloe, I just wish she would find herself a nice accountant, a nice lawyer, someone who's not in the public eye, build a life with somebody who's going to do it right.
What do you think is going to be Tristan's next career move? Because I feel like you know more about probably like his sports history. Where do you see him going once he finally puts the basketball down for the final time, girl? Where is he going to go?
That's a really good question. I haven't thought of that. Maybe he's going to go the Lamar Odom route and write like a memoir. Not that anyone would really be interested in reading it. Or he's going to try to get his own TV show. Maybe it's like a Kardashian Jenner spin-off reality type show. Or he's going to try and do some like sports analyst stuff on ESPN or Fox Sports, whichever. But either way, I think it's going to be something that he goes for. And this is really negative, and I apologize for sounding mean, but I think he's going to go for it for a year, and then it's just not going to work. Like, I don't think that people want to see Tristan on their television screens. I don't think that people want to hear from him really after what he's done. He has such a bad reputation now because of all of the cheating scandals. So I don't know. I don't have high hopes for his future endeavors, but I do see him trying to do that kind of thing. What do you think he's going to do?
Well, to piggyback off of what you said, Devyn, I think if he's going to try to do any of the things that you've just said, he's on very limited time. Can I tell you why? The reason why is because let's just say Khloe has this baby by Tristan. He's the sperm donor. Like she said, she had him sign paperwork and then he's gone. He's vanished, right? He could go and try and do it then, right? It's not going to work. We have an example of that, unfortunately, already. Now, Lamar Odom has been through some things with Khloe and he's gotten his life together and he's really such a good guy now. And him and Sabrina Parr, who he was dating, I believe they might even be engaged. They were trying to shop around a reality show, Lamar and Sabrina, and was part of the Kardashian Jenner camp at one point. And Devyn, just to remind y'all, we have not heard anything about the show since. So I don't think the show's gonna happen. So if Tristan was going to try to do his whole media mogul thing and do books and, do all of that, he has to do it sooner than later, Devyn, because the clock will run out. Being friends or dating one of the Kardashian Jenners does not make you one.
Right.
Yeah,
very, very
because even then with Jordyn's moved on and she's great, fantastic, but the engagement, all of that, it's not the same. Still thriving, still doing black girl magic, yes, killing the game, doing her thing, but it's not the same. And we can expect the same to happen to Tristan, in my opinion.
For sure, except I also think that Tristan's rise to any sort of media mogul moment is going to be a lot rockier and a lot more difficult than it was for Jordyn, because I think that everything that happened with Jordyn and Tristan, Jordyn still walked away the better person over Tristan. Don't you agree? Like, people were more willing to right, because we don't exactly know what happened with that Jordyn Tristan drama, and if what Jordyn is saying is true, then she was just kind of a victim of a bad circumstance, and now she's moved on to do her own things and she's built up her own audience, and it's great. But we know Tristan for done. We have seen the video evidence of him, motorboating those women. Like, we know what he's capable of and the betrayal that he can do. So I think it's going to be a lot harder for him to gain any sort of fan base on his own that's like kind of attached to the Jenners, but still also pretty separate. I do have one question for you before we wrap up the morning tea for the day. Would you rather see Khloe and Tristan get back together, or would you rather see Kourtney and Scott back together? You have to choose one, so which one would you rather see?
I would rather choose Scott and Kourtney because I know that if they fall apart, they've sort of been through that rodeo already, and I don't believe it would be as extreme or public fodder in the way that Khloe and Tristan will be. Like, they could break up, Devyn, and we would hear about it on the show, but I don't believe that at this point, at this age that they're at, they would put that on the show, where I feel like Khloe and Tristan, girl, they'll put it all on the show, girl. They'll have, what's her name, True in the back, crying, screaming, girl. They'll put all the mess out there because, in my opinion, Khloe doesn't love herself enough, and she's never loved herself enough. So she does things like being the funny girl, like trying to have all the one-liners so that she can be sort of beloved by the audience. So that when things like this happen to her with Tristan, then we can all kind of be like, oh, poor Khloe, but she's the funny gal. She doesn't deserve this, you know? Except I don't feel that way. Girl, you look stupid.
I love it, Kourtney. It's so good. You tell it like it is, and that's why it's so fun doing this show with you. I am 100% with you. I have no problem seeing Kourtney and Scott get back together, but I have so many problems with seeing Khloe and Tristan getting back together. So I'd take Kourtney and Scott any day. I would take Kendall and Devin Booker, Kylie and Travis, literally anybody.
I love Kylie and Travis.
Me too. I've always loved them together. I love Travis Scott. I think Kylie's great, and I think they're a cute couple. But you guys, that wraps up our show for the day. So we will be back spilling all the tea tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, tap the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, share it with your friends. We want to grow the tea tribe, and hang out with all of you. I'm Devyn Howard, you guys. This is Kourtney Revolution.
I am Kourtney Revolution. Thank you so much for joining the morning tea. We will see you tomorrow for What Wesley Say Wednesday. Be sure to do all of the things that Devyn has mentioned prior, subscribing, liking the video. Be sure to follow us on social media. What's your social media, Devyn Howard?
Devyn Howard, DeVynHoward.
You can follow me on Kourtney Revolution, also my YouTube channel as well. And until tomorrow, we will be seeing you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Now, wash your hands. Wash your hands.